Hey there, my dear. I didn't expect you to stumble upon this right now, but it seems the universe had other plans for tonight. There's something really important you need to know, and once you hear it, your perspective on her will change forever. This isn't just about random folks or vague dreams. It's about your sister, the very one you think you know so well. There are some hidden things she's been involved in, and it's time for the truth to come out. It's not about punishing her. It's about keeping you safe. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button for this channel and get ready for what's coming, because this isn't just another video. I really must urge you, don't skip this or put it off. The universe is paying attention to your reaction. Even as you read this now, your sister's name is resonating in the spiritual realm. The truth has been waiting to be discovered, and it starts with you. Archangel Michael has been trying to get through to you for over 3 days now. God specifically asked for you to receive this message before it's too late. Ignoring this could lead to double the heartache, and that's why I'm reaching out with such urgency. You've sensed it, haven't you? That shift between you two, like something's off. That moment you looked into her eyes and thought she was concealing something. Well, you weren't mistaken. Tonight is just right for clarity. If you're feeling chills or your heart's racing at this moment, it's not by chance. It means this message is meant for you. If you believe it's not a coincidence that this message has found you, take a moment to pause and subscribe to this channel, because what's about to be revealed is something no one else will tell you. Archangel Michael has a warning. If you ignore this now, you'll wish you hadn't in a week, but if you pay attention, your tears could turn into triumph. So listen closely, my friend. Your sister isn't a bad person, but she's involved in something that isn't good. God has given her many chances, but now it's your turn to understand what's happening, because it will impact your life directly. The longer you stay in the dark, the greater the spiritual consequences. I say all of this with love, but also with seriousness. You may think she's gentle and sweet, but she's hiding a part of herself from even her own awareness. What started as a secret has turned into a habit, and now a full-blown pattern. Heaven's whispering to you about this. 6 months ago, she made a choice that's been unfolding away from your eyes. Archangel Michael saw it. Angels tried to intervene, and God sent dreams, but she carried on anyway, and now it's spilling over into your life. This is why this message is coming to you now. God's intention isn't shame, it's a warning and an opportunity for redemption, but only if she's willing to face the truth. And you've been chosen to hold that truth first. You're still reading this, and that says a lot. Heaven is celebrating your willingness to listen, especially when the truth is hard to handle. Now, in 3 days, something will happen, something small that might seem insignificant, but isn't. It could be an unexpected phone call, a visit, or something financial that you weren't meant to uncover, but you will. When it happens, remember this moment. Don't react with anger or blame. Just take a deep breath. Archangel Michael will be with you to guide you through it. There will be a confrontation, and you won't be alone. This isn't meant to destroy your relationship. It's about purifying it, because only truth can withstand the light, and love built on truth can weather any storm. This hurts because you care, and caring without understanding can lead to confusion. God desires peace in your life, but how can there be peace when there's deception lurking? That deception is hiding behind your sister's smile. Don't hold it against her. Just prepare yourself, because once you finish this message, something in the universe will change. Archangel Michael is telling you that those who dismiss this will regret their choice, while those who listen will find protection in truth. If your spirit is stirring right now, don't shrug it off. That's divine prophecy stirring within you, saying, stay alert, be ready, because what's coming next is a test. You might be wondering, why now? Why you? Because heaven has chosen you, not because you're the oldest or wisest, but because your soul is the most awake. Even when you feel unsure or drained, your spirit is connected to God. That's why Michael was sent to you. You can see beyond what's on the surface. You've always sensed that your sister was carrying something heavy. Now you're beginning to understand what it really is. Here's what the angels have observed. A while ago, she was sitting alone, troubled, not vocalizing her pain, but wrestling inside. Instead of asking for support, she turned to something outside of God's will. She made a spiritual pact that's now affecting your entire household. But here's the silver lining. Heaven isn't exposing her to shame her, it's to save her. You are part of that salvation, but you have to receive this message with an open heart and mind. There's something, maybe a letter or a screenshot hidden in a device or cloud storage that has your name on it, and it's been waiting to be discovered. It's the piece of the puzzle that ties everything together. When you find it, don't panic. That moment will bridge shock and freedom. Your sister didn't aim to harm you. What she's hiding could cause trouble if allowed to fester in the dark. Archangel Michael has already set up a shield around you, which is why you may have felt sudden fatigue or chills. These signs indicate that something isn't right, but help is here now. You're reading this assistance right at this moment. Please, I encourage you in the name of heaven, do not overlook this message. Don't treat it like something you might come back to later, because later could be too late. Angels are already watching, and so is the energy she's unhealthily drawn into your space. That's why you might be feeling off or have mixed emotions. There's been a spiritual leak in your environment, but that ends now. Light is breaking through. If you've held on this long, you've felt the shift of something divine happening with you as you read. So just take a second to breathe. If you haven't yet, subscribe to this divine message channel now, because messages like this aren't just created, they're assigned. You were meant to hear this. You were meant to awaken. Don't miss the next message from above. While your sister didn't mean to put you in harm's way, what she's concealing could lead to harm if left in the shadows. Archangel Michael has placed a protective barrier around you, and now it's time to step into the light. Lately, You may have been experiencing odd bouts of exhaustion or sudden chills, right? That's the spiritual realm hinting that something isn't quite right. But don't worry, help is here. And guess what? You're reading the guidance you need right now. Please, for the love of everything divine, don't just skip this. Don't put it off for later, because later might be too late. Angels are watching over you, and there are energies surrounding you that you might not even realize are there. That's probably why your sleep has been off and your emotions feel all over the place. Something has been seeping into your space. But that stops now because light is pouring in. If your soul has been with me this long, you're already starting to feel it. Something miraculous is happening with every breath you take. So take a moment to pause. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to this divine message channel, because messages like this aren't random. They're meant for you. You were meant to hear this. You're being called to wake up to something important. Don't miss the next message from above. Archangel Michael is still communicating. Your sister might not get what's coming, but you absolutely will. You'll know because I'll guide you through signs, like repeating numbers, bizarre dreams, unexpected comments from people. The signs are already being sent your way. So take a deep breath and listen again. When conflict arises, it won't be loud or aggressive. It'll come through quiet moments, the soft yet direct things you say when you allow God to speak through you instead of your ego. She might deny, laugh, or change the subject, but don't let that throw you off, because soon enough, her truth will surface without you having to prove anything. That's just how this works. Heaven doesn't fight with fists. It fights with truth. Here's the kicker. This warning isn't just about what she did. It's about what she was about to do next. If you hadn't received this message, there was an upcoming moment where she might have made a choice that would have created spiritual debt, not just for her, but for you too. That's why God stepped in to guide you. This isn't to scare you, it's to protect you. So I ask with all the divine respect, are you ready to open your eyes to what God is showing you? Can you embrace the discomfort and say, yes? Because once you do, heaven will start shifting things behind the scenes. And within 48 hours, you'll notice changes. A shift, an odd phone call, a slip of the tongue, a surprising conversation you weren't meant to overhear. That's how truth begins to shed light on the situation. Your sister is loved by God, just like you are, and He won't let you remain blind to something that could cost you your peace or well-being. There are blessings waiting to land in your life, but they can if deception is hovering nearby. Heaven is clearing that space now. That's why Michael is here. Can you feel it? This isn't a message to brush aside. It's a divine directive. And there's something else I need to share with you that might sting at first, but will ultimately set you free. There's jealousy. Yes, your sister has been harboring jealousy in her heart, trying to bury it, but it has impacted her choices, her words, and her connection to you. Even while sharing smiles and photos, she's compared herself to you in silence, believing no one noticed, but God definitely did. God is merciful, but He also reveals things for protection. So what should you do? Pray and keep quiet for a bit. Don't confront her immediately. Just listen, because when it's time to act, divine timing will guide your words, and you'll find your voice with confidence. Michael will be right behind you, and heaven will be watching with pride. You might hesitate to believe this part at first, but hear me out, what I'm about to reveal. Even your sister doesn't fully understand, traces back to your childhood. Remember those whispers under blankets, giggles over secrets, and promises to always protect each other? Something shifted then, and heaven knows exactly when. It was a moment you might hardly recall, but your sister remembers it vividly. A comment, a look from someone dear that made her feel like you were the favorite. That tiny seed sprouted into silent bitterness that she buried deep, never speaking of it, and it lingers as a shadow influencing her decisions, especially concerning you. God says it wasn't your fault, but it's affecting your destiny today. I can't allow that shadow to block the blessings I'm sending your way. That's why you've felt stuck lately, and why your prayers seem unanswered. Someone close to you has unknowingly created resistance. And now that you realize who it is, heaven can begin to cleanse that energy. There's another person involved. Yes, someone she talks to now, someone who once smiled at you, someone you may have trusted or loved. Behind the scenes, your sister has been whispering to this person things that are only half true or twisted, quietly undermining your name without loud confrontation. But don't stress. Once a lie stands in the light of God, it ceases to exist. Here's what's about to go down. You aren't going to battle this in the physical realm. Heaven's already got your back in the spiritual world. Now's the time for you to get ready. Get ready to keep quiet, even when every fiber of your being wants to scream. Get ready to love her, even when the truth feels like a betrayal. You're on the verge of something big, because once this is resolved, your blessings are going to come in faster than ever. All those things you've been praying for, the breakthroughs, the calls, the relationships, the divine signs, they weren't denied. They were just delayed. And that delay, it ends tonight. If you're feeling a bit emotional or your hands are trembling, it means this message is hitting home just like it was meant to. Heaven is reaching into your soul right now. And if you haven't yet, I kindly urge you to subscribe to this message channel before you go, because the next message from heaven will shed light on something about your past that you might not have fully understood until now. Now, back to your sister. She's about to experience something, a pressure or heaviness she won't quite grasp. It's the angels around her starting their work. Don't judge her during this time. Don't mock her either. Instead, stick close to God, because He's about to do something monumental through you that your entire family will be talking about. This is about healing generations, and it starts with you. Archangel Michael whispers. You're the one reading this for a reason, not her. The one with the strongest spirit carries the hardest truths to bear, and that's you. You've been chosen to navigate this moment with strength. What comes next will change everything. I have something to share that only heaven could unveil. Your sister kept something from you years ago, something that could have changed a major decision in your life. Maybe it was about a job, relationship, a move, or a financial choice. She had info and stayed quiet. Lately, you might have been experiencing weird fatigue or sudden chills, and that's the spiritual realm trying to get your attention. Something isn't quite right, but don't worry, help is on its way, and you're actually reading it right now. Please, don't let this message slip by. It's not one of those notes to put off for later. Trust me, later may be too late. You're already being watched over by angels, along with some energy that your loved one has unknowingly brought into your space. This could explain why your sleep has been a mess and your emotions feel all over the place. There's been some sort of spiritual leak happening around you. But the good news is that light has entered your life now. If you've stuck with me this far, you're probably already feeling it. Something divine is at work as you read this. So, take a brief moment to pause. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this Divine Message channel. These messages are special. They're assigned, not just created. You were meant to hear this. You're meant to wake up to it. Don't miss the next gentle nudge from the heavens. Remember, your sister didn't intend to hurt you, but there's something she's hiding that could cause issues if it stays in the shadows. Archangel Michael has already put a protective shield around your energy. That's what's been causing those weird moments of tiredness and chills. The spiritual world is letting you know that something isn't right, but the good news is that help is here, and you're in the right place. Don't ignore this. It's important. You were left wondering why things didn't pan out as you thought, why you felt betrayed while not being able to explain it, and why your peace vanished for so long. But now it all makes sense. God says, what was lost will be found, and what was hidden will come to light, not to shame, but to cleanse. This is your season of restoration. Before the light fully shines into your life, you have to confront the shadows. And you've seen them now, which means the light is on its way. In the next few days, you might unexpectedly bump into her in a casual setting, and you'll feel the tension in the air. That's your spiritual awareness kicking in. And you might feel a lump in your throat. Just breathe. God will speak through your eyes, and your silence will resonate more than any of her excuses. She will understand. She'll feel that heaven is involved. But don't worry. The same God who revealed the truth will offer you peace. You won't face this challenge alone. Angels will be around you. And even if tears flow, they will be healing tears, because healing follows the truth. You're walking straight into the light. Now listen closely, because what I'm about to disclose is something even time tried to bury. There's a small item, a photo, a journal page, a bracelet, or an old note that's been tucked away and forgotten. It's going to find its way back to you soon. Maybe you'll stumble upon it accidentally, or someone might hand it to you. But when you see it, your soul will recognize it. That object holds a memory, a special link between you and your sister that once meant everything before things went awry. She kept it hidden, holding on to the love that was there before the confusion. And heaven says that this object will return to bring you healing. Yes, healing is still possible, even after everything, because heaven doesn't reveal darkness just to scare you. This is your moment to let go and find freedom. But here's the deal. The next 3 days are crucial. Michael wants you to know now's not the time for arguments, freakouts, or craziness. It's all about gearing up spiritually because something significant is coming on the third night. Expect a divine experience, a sacred interruption, a visit from something greater. You might notice changes in your dreams or sleep patterns. Don't push against that. It's not insomnia. It's God nudging you awake intentionally. One of those nights, heaven will share a sentence that could flip everything upside down for you. You'll catch a name, a memory, or a phrase you forgot ages ago. When that happens, keep it to yourself. Just jot it down, because that's God handing you the missing piece of your truth. After that, your sister might reach out. She could send a message, show up unexpectedly, or act like nothing's wrong. But deep down, she'll be feeling off because truth shakes everything it touches. Here's what to do. Speak from love, not hurt. Only say what heavenly guidance inspires, not what your ego screams for. In that moment, your job is to be a mirror reflecting the truth instead of smashing it over her head. You don't need to make her confess or burst into tears. Just let your inner light shine, so bright that all her shadows fade away. And listen, if she crumbles, let her. If she bolts, let her. If she refuses to acknowledge the truth, love her anyway. Heaven's got the unseen parts covered. Your role isn't to fix anything, it's to be loyal. You've already begun that journey just by reading this. There's something incredibly special about you. Most would have quit, ignored this, or brushed it off. But you hung in there. You listened, felt, breathed, and believed. That's why heaven is ready to reward you. Yes, there's a reward coming, and it'll arrive sooner than you think. Within just 7 days of this message connecting with your soul, expect something to shift. A door that's been locked for years will swing open. A message will reach you. Someone will come back into your life. A prayer you've put on hold will get answered out of nowhere. And it'll all trace back to this moment when you chose not to shy away from the truth. You're not just a sibling. You have a divine purpose. That's why there's been resistance. But God has given you back your clarity. Now, nothing can stand in the way of what heaven has started. Archangel Michael says, you're stepping into a season of clear skies. No more fog, confusion, or feeling alone in this. God has seen everything, and He's making things better. So wipe your tears, lift your heart. You've already won, because love, when pure and tied to truth, is the strongest force out there. Even your sister will someday appreciate you for this. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but one day when she's fully aware, she'll look back at this moment, the one where heaven chose you to receive this message. And she'll say, I didn't get it back then, but thanks for not giving up on me. You're almost through the test, beloved soul, and your miracle is just around the corner.